In this discussion, you can see how to use name underscore search method and what is the purpose of this method and how we can override this method. One more thing is, in case you missed previous discussion about name underscore get method, please check, link is given in description. First, we need to understand why we need to use this method in terms of to override the method and what is the purpose of this method we will see. If you are using lower version of Odoo 13, let's say Odoo version 12 or Odoo version 11, 10, 9, 8, that time we can use the name underscore search method. But now in version 13 and 14, now you won't see the name underscore search method directly, but you can use either name underscore search method. And don't worry, you can also still use name underscore search method, so there is no any issue. But this is the main point, like in Odoo version 13 and newer versions, right now they are using underscore name underscore search method. And there is a few parameters change in both version, and which decorator we have to use we will see in this discussion. Let's see the functionality, and then after we are trying to override this method, and we will see both method like name underscore search as well as underscore name underscore search method. And if you don't know about this method and you don't know how to implement and what is the use of this method, we will see the feature why we need to override. Let's see. I'm going to browser. Here you can see we have this student profile and almost 16 records is available. You can see in form view we have this many to one field which is a school, and you can see here this is a school name. And if I will click in external link, you can see here the list of fields is available of the school profile. But the thing is, so whenever you are trying to use like gmail.com something like this, but which is not available in school name, right? Because you are just searching the email address, but it's not visible here. And you can see in email address mostly like gmail.com is available, like gmail.com, then after test.com. If you want to add one more filter using another field, like let's say email address, then after phone number, then after obviously the name is by default searching from that from this method here itself. Let's say I will go to search view and trying to add here the email address, like email contains gmail.com, and you can see here by default 4 records is available, 4 schools available, but it won't be searched directly here like this. And one more thing is, let's say I will discard this one and click to here in external link. You can see this school code is available. This is a unique ID of that school profile, like 102. So if you want to search here directly, like 102, then right now it's not possible here, but it is possible using this search more, and you have to select that school code and contains like 102 something like this, right? Then after it's appears something like this. But the thing is, you want to search directly from here, like gmail.com, it's not appear here. So the thing is, if you want to search more than one field in many to one relational field here, then we have to override name underscore search method. The question is where to override, in this school student profile or in school profile. The simple answer is you have to override in the same model, which is school model. So let's go to the editor and we will find that school profile. Okay, you can see this is a school profile, and now we are overriding here that name underscore search method. So here we have to add something like this, like def name underscore search, and then the first parameter itself is a self, which means the current model name, like current object or instance. Then after we have to use as a name field, sorry, name parameter. Then args we have to add as a default none. Then after operator, and by default is I like, and here we have to use by default limit is a 100. Operator means equal to, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, like, I like. So all is possible, you can also add here, but the thing is by default we are adding as a I like. And here is argument, like all the number of, like all the default arguments it will pass here. By default it's a list if you are not passing anything, so by default it's a none here. And name is a, like a name like the name field which we are trying to search from the browser. And here we have to first check if, for example, args is there, then we have to override again args, otherwise we are using like blank list. So first thing this one, then after we have to use as a name. If name parameter having something, then we have to use our custom filter, otherwise we are leaving to the default search method. Let's say search, and inside search here first we are using name. Then after you can see the operator we have to pass here, and the simply we have to use as a name. Then after we have to also use the email, right? Let's say email. So this field we have to copy here and paste here. Sorry, we are not using custom operator. Also you can add here the custom operator if you want, but right now I'm leaving as a I like operator. One more field we have to use as a school underscore number. Here operator and same we have to use as a name, but this is the end condition. If you know the correct search method, so it will search from the name, then after email, and then after school number. If the matching found, then it will return, otherwise it won't be returned. So we have to add here the condition as a or condition. So here I'm using this or condition. And yeah, one more thing we have to pass here, this we have to store in variable res, sorry, records equal to something like this. And one more thing is we have to return directly from here. Let's say self, sorry, records dot name underscore get method we have to return. That's it. Let's print first, like print name, then after name, then after args, then after operator, then after operator and the limit. That's it. We have to use like cell search, and in this parameter we have to pass as a name, then after operator and the actual name, then after plus args in case it's having anything, any conditions. Then after we have to use as a limit, and simply we have to use this name underscore get method directly. And go to browser, and simply I will click here. So you can see here what we are getting. The issue is decorator. So we must have to add one decorator is @api.model and restart the service and going to browser, and simply we have to click here. You can see it's appear something like this, and I will remove here, and I'm just trying to search like gmail.com. So you can see like all the four school names is visible, but right now it's searched based on the email, because in email having a gmail.com, it's matched the field in email. This content like gmail.com is having inside email field. Let's see that school ID like 101. So you can see this first school having a 101, and if I'm going to here, you can see the school code, right? So something like this way we will use 2, or if I will add something like this 1, then it will return all four records. And if you want to search, you also the another field like the school type like private or public. Right now you can see it won't be written anything private, and you can see like Odoo identify, okay, you there is no any field match, and you have to either create the new field or leave it as it is. So right now I'm going to in PyCharm, and I will add here one more condition like school underscore type. Here simply I have to add one more or condition, and let me add like public. So you can see only public school is visible. Let's say private. So you can see only 2 private school is visible. So something like this way you can override this name underscore get method. Just name underscore get method. And yes, one more thing is, if you don't want to return something like this, if the name not found, then you have to only simple call the super method like super, then after the class name like school profile, then after self dot name underscore search. Here name int name, args equal to args, then after operator equal to operator, and limit equal to limit. Here you can see this is a name field. Sorry, you can see this is a name parameter. It's having that what we are searching from front end side, it comes in the name parameter. Then after args is blank, so it will, so you can see here it comes as a list. Then after operator by default it's I like, and limit is 8. And now I will restart the service only and go to front end side and using like SAM 101, something like this. If nothing, if the name is not found, then by default this method called the super method. So something like this way you can override this name underscore search method. But let me show you one more thing. In add-ons, I'm using version 13 right now. Also you can double check in community edition, you can't see this name underscore search method. I'm using py, and you can see here there is nothing found. But if I will add one more character as a underscore name underscore search, you can see you can having a list of the examples. So you can see here that use the row query. Don't worry about this row query, we will cover in upcoming sessions. So you can see something like this way. They can in version 13 it's using only name underscore search method. But the main thing is why still it's supporting, because in version 13 if you are using something like this, then it will by default it will call the new method like this underscore name underscore search method. So once you will hit this API, the core ORM method will hit this API and you will get the result from front end side. So let's see how to override this method also, and what is the difference between this and this, we will see. So right now I will remove this one, and I will comment this one also, and here I will add the new method which is underscore name underscore search. Here also the same parameter we have to pass, like name, no default argument, then after args equal to none, then after operator equal to I like, and then after comma limit equal to 100 by default, and one more parameter here we have to pass is like name get uid none. Don't worry about this one, we will see. And simply we have to do is something like this, the same thing like args. If args is none, then we have to use as a default list, as a blank list. Then after if name found, then what we have to do here is before name we have to implement here one domain equal to this one, and here if this found, then what we have to do is like name field, okay, or we'll add this one. So there is no any restriction. And here like school IDs equal to, and here we have to use something like this search. In search we have to use something like plus args, then after we have to use like limit equal to limit, and simply we have to use like return dot name get. That's it. Here one more thing is we have to add here decorator, otherwise it will throw the exception. Restart the service, going to front end side, and once I will click here, you can see by default all 8 records visible, but I didn't add any print statement. So let me add. Like name args operator limit, and one more parameter it's increased as a name underscore get uid. Going to browser and refresh the page. So simply I will click here, or I will add like private, like public, then after gmail.com, or else test.com, then after 101, or 2 or only 1. So you can see it will search from those fields, and you can see here like I just added the last searching is the in name parameter having a 1, by default args is 0, then after operator is I like, then after limit is 8, and this underscore sorry name underscore get underscore uid is by default is none. So something like this way you can override the same one, and if I will comment here and restart the service and try to search here like public, you can see here it won't be searched now. So this is the new thing you have to remember, like instead of the name underscore search method you have to use one more extra character as underscore name underscore search method. If you're using this one it's fine, there is no any issue, but here you have to use something like this way. And one more thing is why this extra parameter is used, because this extra parameter is like whenever you are searching anything here and you don't have a much access rights. So you can see right now I'm as an administrator, so I don't need any extra permission to search all the records. It will bypass all the record rules here. But the thing is the normal user having a too much access right apply the record rules, right? And if you don't want to search with the current user using this current method, this current user, you have to pass the specific user. So the main thing is right now I'm as administrator, but let's say I'm in a normal user, then I want to search this one using as an administrator as a sudo rights, then only you have to pass here the username, that's it. And how we have to use, let's see. So what we have to do here is we need to use like with user, and here we have to pass here the username like name underscore get uid, and same thing we have to pass here. If it is blank, then again use the current user, but right now we are not using this one. Let's go to browser and click here, private public, something like this, right? And the thing is like by default it's coming as a none. Then you can also add like if not name underscore get found, then you can add like this uid equal to self dot browse env res users, and passing as a 1. Let's restart the service and open this the first school, and you can see public, something like this. So it's working right now because we added the right user, and in case that user don't have a permission to read the school profile, it will raise the error from Odoo end. So that's the use of underscore name underscore search method. And yeah, one more thing is we are using here the search method. This is the extra information. This is not related underscore name underscore search method. And let me show you one more thing is, if you remember the one method, the one common method is the search method, right? And when you are hitting this method, it will return always record set. But once if you want only the IDs, then it is also possible. using underscore search method. How this method is work, let's see. Like self dot underscore search, then after what we have to do is like domain plus args, then after limit, and one more thing is you can also use directly this parameter, like this parameter equal to this parameter. Like if the none found here, then it will use the current record, the current user profile. Let me comment this one. We don't need this one. We don't need this one right now. And once I will restart the service. Oops, I forgot to print self underscore search. Again, go to browser and click here. It will display the 8 records, but it's thrice the exception. Okay. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Here we have to use access underscore rights underscore UID. So we don't need to use directly this parameter. Instead we have to use this one, access underscore rights underscore UID. And go to here, and again you can see 8 records. Then after private, public, then after gmail.com, something like this. Now we are checking in backend, so you can see it's written as a IDs only, not the record set. So might be in interviewer will ask if you want to search, if you want to get only list of IDs using the search method. It is possible. You can say yes, it is possible, but we need to use underscore search method, this one. So this is the main difference between search and underscore search method. The parameter is the same one as a normal search method, but only the difference is the return statement. Like return data type for the normal search method is record set, and for this underscore search method you have to, the data type is list of IDs. If not found, then it will return as a blank record set, sorry, blank list. I hope you understood about name underscore search method. Then after, the newer version is now underscore name underscore search method, and this method like underscore search method. One more thing, let me add one more interesting thing here, like def name underscore search, and here we used here, so don't worry about this one. We will see this one. You can see this is the core ORM method. Whenever you are hitting this method, there is no any logic written here, but you can see here it will directly call this name underscore search method, and that method is after the name underscore search method. And you can see here this is the core method. That's why this method not available in community edition. So you have to use always underscore name underscore search method if you want to use, otherwise this method is fine, you can use. I hope you understood this method. If you have any query or doubt, please comment below, and see you in next session.